Hello, my name is Salty, and I'm a motorcycle addict. Welcome to tonight's meeting of degenerates and a few honorable, uncorrupted souls, but that is still up for debate, which would make this political. So let's get on with a special episode on Throttle Thursday. It's a throwback Thursday special to last year's cycle showcase to answer some questions of what draws us to this kind of show each year. It is part of the addiction. Is it part of the addiction that says keep coming back? Well, let's rack what's left of our brains and see if we can find if there's a screw loose up in there or keen vision for fine art, feeling the passion from within the Badger set, a different type of hole. Don't forget this off season. Please remember those of us riders suffering through winter with PMS, parked motorcycle syndrome, our bikes suffer too. Still trying to convince my wife motorcycles are a good financial investment. She doesn't agree, but I'm willing to trade one basket case for another. Maybe you'll have better luck with her than I do. Let's sit back and talk about motorcycles and the lifestyle. It's all about the adventure. Most of all, remember chopping it easy. If I wanted to ride something easy, I would have called your girlfriend. Moderators, please control the strolls and engage upon with politeness and positivity with an avid dash of sarcasm and ill-mannered humor to enlighten the rest of the habits of the chat. If that if that troll makes the choice to re-engage the moderator or myself, it is his choice to carry on or terminate. If it is directed at another member of the chat, or if that person is not present, or if that statement is vulgar or threatening, terminate. Otherwise, try to de-escalate before dropping the hammer. These are the rules of engagement. Without further ado, tonight's special guest edition of Salty Badgers Chopper Talk Tales from the Road is coming to you live through StreamYard on YouTube from the Badger set. Tonight's guest is backstage, and I don't want to keep him back there any longer, so we'll start this evening off. Let's get on with tonight's show. Salty Badger arriving. All right, everybody. Please welcome tonight's special guest, my friend XAM Biker, to help me find the root cause of this problem and discuss some of the things we've seen, people we have met, and the shenanigans. Well, some of them. We have to leave some of the adventures for you to reveal on your own, but there are plenty of good times had by all. With that, here comes XAN. Let's get him in here on the stage.
I
Hey, how
like
you doing?
bike.
All
I
right.
like bike.
What's that?
I said I like bike.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's see here. We got Ride with a Purpose in. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We were just talking to you right before we come on. Evil Rick, thanks for stopping in. So tonight's show we're going to talk about Cycle Showcase. Evil Rick, I know he's been there. I'm pretty sure Ride with a Purpose hasn't, but
Yeah,
it's a different kind of show. I mean, I personally like it because of the way the reveals are done, and
yeah,
you don't really know what's underneath the. You don't really know what's underneath the sheets. Even when I was there setting up, I didn't know what the bike
yeah,
was beside me half the time.
yeah. Well, I look
And
at it. I look at it like if somebody goes to an art gallery and they're revealing art, you know, and that's how I look at them. I mean, they're just rolling pieces of art.
yes, yeah, they are, and like what I have noticed, my own personal like opinion on that too, is like when I was there, but like the builders are all very friendly with each other. You know, it's not an awarded, you don't get awards or anything like that. The award is to get invited to that show.
Yeah,
It's the camaraderie and the friendships and everything that you grow and the people that you meet. There's a lot of very big, talented builders there that are very down to earth people. I mean, you got to meet the builders night the night before,
right.
and then you got the after show on Saturday nights, and then you still got the show Sunday, and nobody leaves until the end. I mean, we at 4 o'clock, everybody worked together. We got all the bikes out of that place in probably, I would say, an hour. We were
Yeah,
all loading bikes and helping each other out. It was great.
yeah. I know. This will be my third year going, and not as a builder or anything, but just as a spectator, because I appreciate what I see. I appreciate the work that goes into it. But you look at each bike and there's just little details like, I
Oh,
would never thought of doing that, or he used this to make what?
yeah,
And
and like that's the way that's what is amazing about it is like the just the detail that they put into them. And there's guys that bring bikes every year to that show to come back because that's the and they travel across the country because that's the way that show brings them in.
right, and and then of course after a while you could know certain builders because there's always a I don't want to say pattern that they follow, but there's always a little key feature that they usually have in there that you can realize that's their bike, because of
Yes,
that.
and I mean like the bike that Gusher Cycles brought last year, that digger bike. I mean that bike was the whole rest of the season, every major show, it was taking the show everywhere.
Yeah,
It made every magazine there is, and I mean that was a very impressive. And that guy was super cool too, and I still talk to him too. He's still doing some amazing stuff. Hey,
yeah,
Dallas is in. Good to see you, Dallas.
yeah,
We got Middle Tennessee Concrete in also. American Uncensored stopping in. Yeah, we're just sitting here kind of talking about Cycle Showcase. I think Dallas has been there before.
yeah. Dallas was there 2 years ago.
Yep, and Evil Rick, he was there. I don't know, is Evil? Are you
He,
still planning on going this year?
well, last I talked to him earlier, he said he was.
Hmm.
And then Sam and Susan from Two Up Journey Junkies, they're talking about this will be their first time going. They're
Yeah, they're
talking.
excited. Yeah, she's out. They would have came. I talked to him earlier. He's picking her up from somewhere, and they're heading right up there.
Yeah.
But I just talked to Lone Cowboy. He's not going to be going this year. He's got to work because the weather changed on him,
Oh yeah.
so he's not going to make the run. So there's Frogzilla. Good to see you, Frogzilla. A little bit later show for us. Just kind of arranged it for the XAN to hang out and talk about Cycle Showcase because we kind of both enjoy it. And I'm not going to make it this year, so I'm going to kind of see it through the eyes of XAN.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'll be sending posts and stuff your way, and then Saturday evening you can take and put something together. And
yeah, I appreciate it. So
Dean from Motivon, Virginia.
nice to see you, Motorbahn. Thanks for stopping in. I know he was over on Sick Bastards Live. Brown Chicken, my feathered friend, is in. Good to see you. So I know a few of the bikes that are coming, uh, and that's about all I know. It's been pretty tight-lipped again this year, so it's been unusual.
Yeah, it usually is. I mean, you might hear who some of the builders are, but as far as what they're building, you don't know. It's just
Yeah, yeah. There's Behind the Bars is in too. Good to see you
and,
guys.
yeah,
I like those guys, man. That's a good. I like that father, son, and son thing they have going on. It kind
yeah.
of reminds me of the stuff that I was doing.
Now Brian
Uh,
and his sons, yeah,
yep, yeah. Mythical Riders and everybody. Sick Bastard must end his live. I think everybody's rolling over from his. Appreciate it. I appreciate all the support from that community. I try not to
yeah.
step on anybody's toes, but like things like this, I just wanted to get it out there before the show so that if people were thinking about it and had any questions about it.
Oh yeah,
I know Behind the Bars they went to the show up there in Cincinnati, the Garage Brood one. And they said it was more like a cafe kind of builder thing. So
oh yeah. Cafe Racers, yeah,
hey, Iron Pony Life, thanks for stopping in. This is XAM Biker is my guest tonight. We're just talking about the Cycle Showcase going on this weekend, Super Bowl weekend. They're in St. Louis. I went last year. This is going
yeah,
to be XAN's third year going.
yeah,
Just kind of come on here to talk about it, and what keeps making us go back there because it's Randall
well,
puts on a show,
yeah.
and that's
Well,
why he's going all over the place now.
well, it's kind of in my backyard. It's only a 90-mile drive for me, so I mean it's closer to Evil Rick's backyard, literally. But
Literally, yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, it's
And like
Go ahead.
I think they have like I just like the way that he sets the lighting and the way that he can adjust that bike 3, 4, 5 times once you drop it off to get it. He said they're almost. I think he spends the night in there
Yeah,
setting the
I'm
bikes
pretty
up.
sure he does. Well, I've seen the cycle showcases in St. Louis, Iron Pony. It's at the a place called the Foundry.
City Foundry in St. Louis. If
Yeah.
you can, I don't know where you're at, but if you can make the trip, it's a trip that's worth it. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah.
I I think it took us 12 hours last year, but we went down for the weekend, had a bike. But if I was able to travel even without a bike, I would go every year. So it's very nice camaraderie and everything. In fact, a lot of the builders that I've had on have either met there or they've been there previously, and you can really talk to a lot of people. Chris and Heather, they're always walking around talking from Cycle Source magazine.
Yeah,
Um,
they won't be there this year.
I know it. It's kind of weird that they
They're,
won't. I think
they're still sponsoring, but they won't be there.
it's a lot farther for them this year. I mean,
Oh,
Pennsylvania's not close, but South
right,
Dakota's a lot farther.
right.
So, and like I'm surprised that I mean, I'd like to see it take off more than it already does for Randall's sake, but it's taken off in other states.
Right.
So I kind of like the size. You know, he does 20. He's got 20 bikes, just never before seen
Right.
this year that he's going to unveil again every 15 minutes. He used to do it every half hour. Now he's got so many each year that he's built it up that it's 15 minutes. I mean, and it's a fast pace. You got to hustle to get to each bike.
Right.
So it's a good show to be at if you like that kind of thing, and it's a way that he sets it up with the lights and everything. It's a different kind of show.
Right. Well, see, last year, because of you, and thank you, that I got more of a behind the scenes thing too, because being there Friday, that it's not, the show's not open, but
Right.
talking about him setting up and everything. I actually seen him turn about, like, I don't like the way the light's shining on this. Let's turn the bike around. It just
like I don't know, were you there? We had to lift they had trouble getting one of the bikes out of the back of the truck.
Yes.
We had to lift the bike out because it was having problems, but everybody jumped right in there and helped.
Yeah, I had like 12 people lifting the bike out of the.
Yeah. So it's like I mean, it's that way that I don't think there was anybody there that wasn't kind and nice and easy to talk to.
No, and nobody thought they were beyond doing something for somebody else.
Yep. Yeah. And they, the Butler gang, the guys that had that bike, that shovel head right next to him, I saw him. He talked to us the whole show. And, I met a lot of people, and I had a lot of ideas for builds and everything. I was pretty into it this year to be back. And I mean, I still might make one of the shows, but it's definitely not going to be the St. Louis show.
Right.
Probably won't be the Texas show either, because that is a big haul for me to make it down to Galveston. But
But besides me, Evil Rick, the two Up Journey Junkies, Busted Knuckle is supposed to be there.
Yep, Busted Knuckle is going to be there. I talked to him earlier, but he's working tonight.
Mike and April from Riding in the Ozarks, along with Bagger Bader from Kansas City.
Yeah.
That's as far as the YouTube personalities I know will be there.
I wonder if the Wagonators, I met them last year.
No, they are on a cruise.
Okay.
And they won't be getting back from the cruise until like Sunday or Monday.
Gotcha. I'm sure there'll be some new ones that are coming. I don't know if
there's
behind the bars it talks about it. I don't know if they've still been planning on that or not, because I think it's part of the haul for them too.
No, not really, because they're just right outside of Louisville, Kentucky, and they can get on 64 and takes them right into St. Louis.
Yeah, they're probably about the same as Busted then.
Yeah, because what is from Mount Vernon, Illinois to Louisville is about an hour and a half, I think, maybe 2 hours, if that. I don't think so. And then from Mount Vernon, Illinois to St. Louis is right at another hour and a half or so. Yeah. So,
I think
it's probably about a 3 hour drive for 859.
I think the advantage, one of the things that I like about this year that I've already heard about versus last year is I think all the Meet the Builders is all going to be right on the same place, on the same site, because they have that city foundry or the bars right there and everything.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be more like a all in one place thing versus last year where we had to go across town to get to different places. Not that it was bad. I mean, I think he picked the good places, but I think it's a good time to be had for all. If you can go to the after stuff or the before stuff, it's definitely worth the time to spend there. I mean, even the hotel wasn't bad at all. It was close, at least too. So
yeah,
I don't know how close it is to.
Well, now the foundry, it's probably another 3 blocks further south from the hotel than what the other venue was.
Yeah, so behind the bar said it's about 5 hours. They're just south of Cincinnati. So
yeah,
that's about 7 hours closer than me, but that's a hustle because I mean you got 10 hours of driving if you're gonna do a turn and burn. But
yeah,
you'd almost have to enjoy it. You'd almost have to really stay, I think, because
yeah. To where to me, it's a 90 miles, but I can do a turn and burn. But I mean, I wish I could stay, overnight.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't like to do 2 turn and burns day, back to back. Not in this economy.
right. Yeah. Dave's here, man. Good to see you. I haven't caught you on live in a while. I haven't heard nothing out of you. Glad to see you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Adventures of Key Fob's in here too, stopping in. That's good to see him out and doing things. He was on the live with Six Bastard earlier.
Yeah.
I think the community's been doing pretty good all the way across the board and doing, the YouTube community and everything's been pretty supportive on everything. So
yeah, well, I'll be glad I'll be able to finally put out some content that I haven't put out anything in almost 3 months.
Yeah, but there's good content there.
Yeah. Well, see, I've been staying busy though, doing lives and being in side chats and still involved in the community. But as far as putting out anything on my YouTube channel, I just but yeah, there's plenty of content there that it can even be broken up.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing is they got to break that stuff up, and you got to have, like, I don't have anything in the bank. Like Road Reality, I mean, he kept his new bike quiet for 5 weeks? I mean, I would have had to film my new bike if I had.
Almost, about 2 months.
Yeah.
He bought it December, I think he said December 3rd, something like that. So yeah, he had it quiet for that long.
Yeah.
Beautiful bike though that he got.
Yeah. Iron Pony Life, where are you out of? I've watched his podcast and everything, and I don't know where they're out of. But they got some cold. It looks like they need warmer weather too. So how about you? Is it warmer down by you yet?
It was what was it today? It was in the 50s, I think, today.
Yeah. You don't have any snow left on the ground then?
Oh no. We got plenty of wet ground.
It's
just saturated.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got I'm sure Ride with a Purpose knows what it's like. I think when I checked last, our yearly snowfall where I'm at my daughter's house was like 53 inches, but we are literally probably 15-minute walk to the lake right from where we're at.
Yeah.
So Iron Pony Life's in the Cincinnati on the Indiana side. So yeah, he's up here where it's not very much fun. And yeah, Dave's here, man. Got it in the 70s out there in Arizona.
Yeah. Rub it in.
Yeah. He says our winter is over.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be as many bikes outside at Cycle Showcase this year as there was last year.
Well, I don't know. They're it's pretty cool. Last year, and there was quite a few.
Oh yeah, I rode my kid's bike down the road when we loaded it, and yeah, we got over 10 foot this year. That's nearly to our average. Yeah, he's up he's up farther north. He's in
Oh yeah,
Traverse City area.
yeah. I think he's up in the Upper Peninsula area, from what I understand.
2-4, you can keep all the snow. We don't want any of your snow. We got plenty. I've already told everybody that doesn't have any that if they're missing it, I will ship it to you free of charge, no shipping. If it's damaged when it gets there, I'm sorry, but I'll ship as much as I can to you.
Well, I know for Florida appreciated that shipment that you sent to them.
Yeah, I got it there as quick as I could too. Man, them guys had that freezer burn. They didn't have sunburn. They were
Oh
happy.
man, that was hilarious because down there in
all them snowbirds that go south and get away from the snow, and it all came with them.
yeah.
I was like, man, you guys should have stayed up here. It was nice and warm.
Well, see, my freshman year of high school, I lived there in Gulfport, Mississippi, in Biloxi, right on the coast. I mean, right on the coast. And I remember it flurried one day, and they let school out for a half hour just so kids go outside and watch a flurry.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, like this is nothing.
It's really crazy the way that like the southern when it gets cold in the south. I mean, some of the people in Florida
totally
and Texas, they don't have furnaces either. So
right. And totally shuts down. It totally shuts down.
Sick bastard made it over. He had a good live going again. So he's up late, but he's got a lot going on. So it's good to see it.
But no, as far as Cycle Showcase, if you are within driving distance of St. Louis, or if you got deep enough pockets to where you could fly in, it's worth it.
Oh yeah, my kids all liked it. My kids enjoyed it a lot. I mean, my daughter flew in from Texas. We picked her up at the airport. My other son, my son-in-law drove down from Michigan. My other son rode with me. Yeah. We had a good time. I mean, it was a good time. I was kind of really looking forward to it again this year, but unfortunately, my health decided other things.
Right. So, well, you got to take care of your health. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. Ray Gregory Rides came in too. Nice to see him.
But
where's Ray Gregory Rides? Is probably a ways from St. Louis.
Oh yeah,
he's looking for something to do.
Yeah, he's down in Georgia, I think, or that area. But no, if you've, it doesn't cost a lot. It's $12. They did raise the price. It used to be $10. Now it's $12, $12.50 at the door, and that covers both. That gives you a wristband for both days, both Saturday and Sunday.
And I think that includes the movies because they're gonna have some movies. Also, I think that includes everything. I think that wristband. I'm not positive on that. I didn't ask that question, but
right. Yeah, I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of a charge or anything for the movies. I think that's just more. I think the free movies is just
And the artwork, I mean, like that they display is just amazing. And I don't know if you've seen earlier. I shared the Friction Photography last year. Took a picture of my son's bike and held it this whole entire time to release it.
Yeah.
Today because it's throwback, and I just seen that picture. It's a beautiful picture of my son's bike.
Wow. I was talking about the YouTube personalities that be there. Another person, she doesn't hardly do anything on YouTube, but she is on Instagram. She owns Peripheral Clothing. Nori Alicia, she'll be there. She's from the St. Louis area also.
Nice.
And she'll be there.
So I think Evolution Cycle is going to be there. I don't know if he got. I think he got his bike down. I'm not sure, but he did say he was going. Gaddy's Garage is a builder going to be there.
Yeah.
I think they're staying the night in West Virginia tonight and then continuing to travel over tomorrow. So
we'll see. Evolution. He's just right outside St. Louis there, and
he'll ride over. He'll ride his bike over. He'll chop or something over there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think Frogzilla, he's been there before, hasn't he? Or did he go one year?
Not unless you've gone in years past.
I don't think him and Lolly are far from there either, but I don't think they can go this year. It's supposed to rain, Evil said.
Yeah. That's what I told her. I told Rick that if it's supposed to rain and he needs a ride, let me know and I'll pick him up on the way in.
Yeah, because you could probably go right close to his house, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's only maybe
Yeah,
3 or 4 miles off the main road.
yeah. I'll tell you everything about last year. I had a blast. It was worth. It was a great time. So it. I mean, we hung out. Me and you. That's the first time we met, but we hung out pretty much the whole time, and I don't think it was
Yeah.
a bad time at all.
No, it wasn't.
So, it was nice having somebody to hang out with. I mean, and my kids and stuff, but they were kind of rolled in at different times,
Well,
And
when you got somebody that kind of knows the area too,
yeah.
it kind of helps.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And we didn't have to drive around. You drove. It made it nice. So
Yeah.
especially, well, I mean, we could have Ubered it and stuff, but it's like it's just easier.
Yeah.
So I really like that restaurant right there. That was right there by that museum. I that place
Oh
where
yeah.
we sat and
Yeah.
ate stuff.
The stadium, is it the Stadium Grill?
Yeah, whatever that. I think that's what it calls. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Evil said Frog and Lolly are about 350. So I'm guessing that's about 350 miles. I mean,
Yeah.
he knows the distance because
Yeah.
he's traveled that a couple times.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I'm looking forward to seeing like your videos come out afterwards and seeing what all you've seen and things like that. I got to meet Rick at Cycle Showcase a couple years ago. Yeah, that's that. I think. Yeah, you didn't go last year, Dallas. I was there, but you were there the year before. I remember everybody talking about that.
Yeah.
How you feeling better, Dallas? I know he was sick there for a while. Hopefully he's starting to feel better because I know how it is to be down and out for a while. The days start clicking away pretty slow towards the end of it.
Oh yeah.
Evil Rick said he's got some friends that want to go. That's pretty cool there. Yeah. Rolling Throttle Life in. Good to see you, Rolling Throttle Life. That'd be cool if he could make it down to some of those shows down there in that area. It's on his way to Daytona, but he probably hasn't quite left yet. He's probably ready. He's probably ready to get out of the snow.
Oh. Drew said, "I'm here for XAN. Appreciate it."
Yep. Nice.
You see what I got in the back there, Drew?
Yep.
That's not quite focused, but
yeah. Dave said he'd like to see some more of your videos too. So
yeah.
Yep.
Well, like I said, I'll be getting more out, especially as springtime comes, and like I said, the coverage from this. But
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, that's the advantage you can get. I mean, you could literally get at least 20 days with the footage if you did it right. If you made each bike in its own little thing.
Yeah.
So break it up, and I think it'll give you some fill in some of that void because you haven't been able to ride or do much videos because of the weather.
Right. Yeah, I met Dallas there 2 years ago. Well, actually, I met Dallas the day before at Black Diamond Harley Davidson in Marion on their way up. But then I met him for breakfast the next morning.
Nice. Yeah. Be on the lookout for a Rolling Throttle and Dallas collaboration. That's always a good thing to see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's like I said earlier before Rolling Throttle was in here. I think they got a good thing. He's got a good thing going. I enjoy his lives and his content that he's been putting out. So.
Oh yeah, he's very
informative and knows he's got
exactly. And I love watching somebody when they talk, you know that they know what they're talking about.
Right. And he's not giving none of that false information out. And he's learned he's learned that stuff the hard way sometimes, I'm sure. I mean, that's the way it is on a lot of my stuff.
Right.
You learn by trial and error sometimes when you're learning.
Right.
You don't, what was it that Drew said? Drew from Evo said there, he said, you break enough of your own stuff, you decide it's time to start breaking somebody else's stuff too.
Yeah. But you know, he didn't put speculation out there. He knows his facts and
yeah, and
and sometimes when you speculate and you don't know what you're talking about, they only did get you in trouble.
I like the fact that he does his research on his parts and he does all that stuff. And puts
Yeah,
all that out there and does tries to get all the American made stuff. I mean that in itself is that's a full time job trying to just make sure you're putting out American made things and everything like that, and just quality parts.
correct.
In any industry right now, it's super hard.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, thank you, Iron Pony.
there you go, got you a sub.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. Iron Pony's been having they've had a couple good, real recent podcasts going on. I think they've got some good content. I like their podcasts and watching them. And
Yeah.
just like Ride with the Purpose and stuff. I mean, he's got some good content for up here, but we're kind of froze out. Can't really put out content. We're not as hard as like Rolling Throttle is riding out there getting an ammonia to get the footage.
Oh,
I got to pass on that.
yeah. Well, I'm not so sure it was so much Drew's idea as what it was for Crystal's.
Yeah. And it sounds like Crystal's like my wife. She just got to have that. She's not happy unless she's getting pulled over, pressing the limit just enough to get that.
I'm not going to touch that one.
So my wife will get. It's literally a 10-minute drive from my house to my shop, and I almost get there every day after my wife, unless she gets pulled over, and I'm waiting for her at the shop. I'm like, "What happened?" And she got pulled over. I'm like, "They sit the same spot every day. You don't remember?" So
Yeah.
so
Well, I'll tell you what. Look, year before last, there's a place in Murfreesboro, Illinois, and it cuts along the south side of town. And along there was only one speed limit sign for 30 mile an hour, but it was way up there. And I came through and I was doing 48. And I knew a cop usually sat there, but where he sits is on private property. And it's right across from where that speed limit sign is. And he nailed me.
yeah.
And I went ahead and took it to court. I said, I'll pay this $240 fine. I said, but I asked that you do two things. Post the speed limit. I said, I went, let's see, 10 blocks. Yeah. And from one point to one point, there's no speed limit sign in that whole 10 block area. As far as house numbers go, to where really there wasn't blocks, but as it's set up, and they did. I said, I'll pay this fine, but I asked that you do this, and they did. So
Yeah.
if I'm going to pay a ticket, I want to let them know that there's a problem, and to fix the problem.
Right.
I said, sometimes you get going along and that there's a speed limit, but sometimes unless you're reminded of it, you kind of like, eh. So.
Yeah, Iron Pony Life Tuesday night. I don't know the time, but they have Adam Sandoval going to be on their podcast.
Whoa.
So yeah. So if anybody doesn't have anything going Tuesday night, get over there and check out Iron Pony Life's podcast and check out their special guest Adam Sandoval. See what's going on there.
What time, Iron Pony?
So, and then I think Drew will probably do on Saturday night. So Dumb Old Fool is in.
Howdy.
Yep, 7 p.m. Eastern, so that'll be 6 p.m. Central for you.
Right.
Yep. So, yeah, that'll be a good podcast. They did one for Adam Sandoval, the guy that did all the veteran rides all over the country, the world record poker run, or not the poker run, but the world's largest ride or something like that.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of good stuff for veterans. He's done a lot of good stuff for a lot of people, and that's a pretty good guest to have on.
Yeah.
So,
but again, on the subject of Cycle Showcase St. Louis, like I said, $12.50 gets you in the door, and it covers both days.
yes.
But the bikes are amazing. They're works of art. you'll see detailed paint. You'll see handmade and metalwork.
Yeah.
You'll see inscriptions. What's that called? Scrolling,
Engraving and things like that.
engraving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
That
you
that
see,
lady was there last year. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but remember that lady was drawing the hand drawn flames right in that motorcycle,
yeah,
pinstriping them right on there last year.
yeah.
Oh,
But you see twisted metal like sissy bars and stuff, and you think, how?
yeah. Yeah.
Just how's you look at some of this, and like I said, it's works of art.
I
You
mean,
see,
the amount of time that Randall puts into the bike show, not just setting it up every night, but the amount of research that he does every year to find those bikes and get
exactly.
that stuff in.
Yeah,
It's just amazing. And then he's got and then
he's
like
got
the ice cream social and everything he has every year.
yeah, and then this year with the movies,
Yes.
all biker themed movies.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just a great show.
Yeah. And I think he's really glad to be back at the location he's at. I
Uh,
think the Motor Museum was a nice location, but I think
it-
the space was very limited, where he's got
yeah,
a little more space, I think, at this one. A
well,
lot more options.
I don't know about that. I think they got a larger space than what they had. They're still at the foundry, but I think it's a larger space at the foundry than what they had before.
Gotcha.
Because last year was bigger than what they had the year before.
Okay.
But
Yeah. I think they got more of the foundry this year. I think that's
yes,
how he got to go back, because he got more space because they gave him more of the
yes,
area. 'Cause I think that's from the pictures I looked at, I think it's like a market too or something. They got a whole lot of different things going on. That foundry looks like a huge building.
yeah, it is a very big building.
Yeah. I see Domold Fool is in too. He said he was in late. He's got some nice Servi car stuff and trike stuff. I'm not quite sure where he's there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in his area or not, but
Yeah.
he's built a camper and stuff for behind his trike. And
Oh yeah,
I've been watching some of his videos.
yeah. No, he doesn't just pull in anybody off the street for his show. That's
No.
for sure.
You know, he spent some time figuring that out. I mean, and it's like all these shows are filling up. Like Mama Tried. I mean, if you don't get in like within a month or so after the chance this year's show at the end of the month, like March opens up and you've got to already be booking for the next year. And so like I was just talking to the guys and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm building next year. They're like, well, just enter whatever you had last year and then you just change it out at the end. That's how a lot of them do it.
Yeah.
And that back, I was really impressed with the Full Throttle show's turnout. He got that show was sold out all the way across. That's impressive. Just like Randall's every year. I'm glad to see the Cycle Showcase going down to Galveston. I thought that was huge news that he shared on my show. The Sturgis show up there, that's a good show, and the Legend show in North Carolina. So I mean, that's 4 of them, and he's still willing to grow. He's wanting to take it to more places. So
right, yeah.
I mean, and all the shows, the chopper stuff's growing. I mean, I heard that Chopper Fest from Ventura, they're thinking about bringing it into the Midwest now because that's where David Mann's family's at. They're thinking about bringing it in. So
that's what I heard.
Yeah,
they're talking about bringing it somewhere around Kansas City.
Yeah, that'd be huge. Cincinnati show was last weekend was packed. Yeah,
Well, see, David Mann's widow lives in the same Kansas City area, from what I understand.
Yes. Yep. And that I've watched that show for a couple of years in a row, and I kick myself every year that I think about that Cincinnati show, that Garage Brood. Every year I think about it, it's like way too close to the end by the time I think about it, and I don't make the cut.
Yeah.
But I think it's they're more of a cafe based. I mean, they have all sorts of things, but it's put on by cafe racers and everything. And I tell you, the cafe bikes are pretty sharp, and the older vintage stuff that they put out there is awesome too.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep my eyes open and make sure see if behind the bars has got footage of that coming up. Hopefully, they get some.
I hope they do, because I'd like to see some footage from them on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some more shows this year coming around. They're already starting. There's a show every weekend that I can find. The bigger shows are tougher, but I mean, even like the one show it came all the way from Portland, and now it's putting a show in Las Vegas, and they're talking about bringing one farther east now.
Yeah.
So, and that's a huge show out on the West Coast. I mean, it's the West Coast, East Coast, the chopper difference. St. Louis the Midwest has got their own bills. I mean, each side of that whole chopper thing, the St. Louis rake is its own little thing.
Oh yeah.
The St. Louis D rake's its own anonymity. And years ago, besides the magazines, you didn't know that kind of stuff until you were at a show.
Yeah.
So,
because I looked at it like, that's got long forks, but they're not way out front, and you're just the way St. Louis does it in their area, okay, high neck, long forks, but they're down, and just,
yeah, and that's the thing. Like he's behind the bar said their footage should be up tomorrow, but Randall, he's besides being a very good show promoter and having a good eye for good bikes, he's a very good builder and his own stuff. And the stuff that he puts out is just as award winning as the stuff that he brings in for his show.
Oh yeah.
Which makes it nice because he knows what he's looking for, and he's got all that concert lighting set up.
Right.
You will, if you're by your bike during the unveil with all the lighting that he has on, you will sweat. You will be plenty warm enough.
Oh yeah, yeah. It gets warm in there.
Yeah. Everybody, Tuesday night, Iron Pony Life's podcast. He's going to have a special guest on. If you're available, get over there and check that out. I think he said that was at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So that's 6 p.m. Central. So get over there, show him a little bit of support on his channel too. I've watched a few of his podcasts. He did a really good podcast from the Indian dealership during the reveal. He's done some good stuff. So get over there and check that stuff out.
Yep. And that's too at the foundry. You don't have to go far to find something to eat, because at the foundry there is all these. It's almost like food trucks, but they're indoor. You know, just little cubicles of, you got burgers here, tacos here, fish tacos here, kebabs, about anything you would want, you can find it in there.
That's nice, and it's all kind of, you don't have to go anywhere. It sounds like they got a bar right on site and everything.
Yeah, they've got everything you can want right there at the foundry.
Yeah. So then what else you got going after Cycle Showcase? What's your next event?
Oh, Spring Fling I am not going to be able to make because I've got other things going on, family wise. Actually, I got a 16-year-old that's going to her first prom.
Oh, that's expensive. That's expensive.
Yeah. Luckily, somebody else took care of the dress.
Right?
Oh yeah, especially after I found out how much she spent on a dress. I'm glad it's your money, not mine.
Yeah, that stuff's not cheap anymore, regardless of any of that. So
no, only to wear maybe once, maybe twice in your life.
Yeah.
But no, I won't be going to Spring Fling. Although I would like to. I love Eureka Springs area. Northwest Arkansas, beautiful riding out there, hills, curves, anything you could ask for. Beautiful riding, and that's where Adam Sandoval's got his Route 62 motorcycle cabins and camping and stuff. But
What
great place. I'm going to try to make it down there for Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. There ain't no promises there.
What about the mob in the mountains? You gonna try to
Mob,
make it over
mob,
to that?
mob in the mountain. I'm planning on trying to make it. Me and Evil Rick's supposed to be hooking up to ride there. And like I said,
I think that's going to be as big, if not bigger, than VAM. I mean, a lot of people are talking about VAM and not trying to take anything away from that, but I think
Yeah.
that mob in the mountain might be a little bit bigger and
yeah,
at least a better riding part of it.
yeah. I don't know yet. Behind the bars, I'll have to check into that.
They got something going May 3rd, huh?
Yeah, they got a ride that they're working on. Yeah, May 3rd. They were talking about it on Dr. Harley's channel the other night.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only disadvantage where you're at, but you can ride a lot more. I mean, they gotta have a lot of rides out there for Dave's here, man. Out there in Arizona, at least you can ride all year long.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what gets me is when I tell people I'm in Illinois or Southern Illinois, they say, "Oh, what part of Chicago are you from?" Like, no. I'm at the other end of the state. I'm down Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Southeast Missouri area, you know.
Yeah.
But when I was in the Army, I'd say I was from Illinois. Oh, what part of Chicago are you from? Like, no.
Yeah, they got.
I'm about 90 miles south of St. Louis.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Iron Pony. I enjoy your lives too and your podcast, all that stuff. It does definitely bring everybody together and kind of gives people different things, keeps everybody inside on things to do, and it frees up that cabin fever from that PMS of parked motorcycle syndrome we always get. So I decided I did put a T-shirt in my show on that because I just decided everybody kept laughing about it. I was like, fine, I'll just throw it on a T-shirt, put it in the show in my little shop. I made a coffee mug out of it too because it was funny.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, but
my back just popped.
yeah,
It happens when you get a certain age, you know.
Yeah, been sitting around a lot too much and everything. So,
yeah.
But
yeah, it's going. There's a couple of other small rallies that I might hit up. For those of you who may or may not know, check with your local Harley-Davidson dealership, not this weekend, but next weekend. Harley-Davidson National has got a thing with all their dealerships that's not one, I'm not sure what they're calling it, but there's all kinds of sales and stuff like that throughout all Harley-Davidson dealerships.
Yeah, they do that each year, I think. I know what you're talking about. So, all right, Ride with a Purpose. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, 3 a.m. comes early. Yeah, definitely catch us on the next one. And everybody, if you haven't checked out Ride with a Purpose yet, get over there, check out their page, their smaller channel. Also, give them some support, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Get over there and check out their content.
And they do have a purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, I started following him, Ride with Purpose, back when they were Northern Michigan bikers, right? And he only had maybe 50 subscribers at that time.
I like watching all the other channels grow and seeing that kind of stuff. That's why I do that small channel spotlight normally. I like to see that. And, Mythical Riders and the Frogzilla's got that new page that they started. That's going to be exciting too. I excited that they got good content there. I think that's going to take off.
Yeah.
It's outside of the motorcycle thing, but it's there's only so much motorcycle stuff you can cover.
Oh, yeah.
We all it's my passion. I spread it. I live motorcycles. I live, breathe them. Yeah. But you can only have so much of them, and it's flooded market.
Yeah. So. And that, and we in this, I like that, I can watch other people's content, other people watch my content, but yet, trying to get outside is kind of hard to do,
Yeah.
but I'm not to say one is better than another or not, it's just, but yeah.
Yeah, they're not never necessarily better. I've also noticed lately that the trolls and the bots have kind of died off and jumping in the lives. They
I've
haven't been
noticed that.
there as much. I don't know if they're just not there as much, or if they've learned that it's just that we don't, like, the motorcycle community doesn't put up with them the way that other ones do, but they just
Yeah.
don't seem. Like, so I didn't mind them. I'd have a little bit of fun with them before I booted them out, but
Yeah.
so. But I do have some guests coming up on my show also coming in the future.
That's good.
And yeah, it's kind of fun. Like I said earlier when we were backstage talking about it, it's just something to keep my passion going and fuel it, and share it with everybody else. And I just enjoy spending the time
Right.
on there. And I think my kids get sick of me talking to them about motorcycles and everything. So it gives me like-minded people to hang out with and talk to. And I mean,
Exactly.
it's helped with my therapy a lot and kept me going.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You did.
Zan's
Yeah. After your stroke, you didn't skip much of a beat there. I mean, you from your hospital bed, you were, in the
oh
live
yeah.
chats and
Yeah.
communicating and putting out shorts and
Yeah, I was trying to keep content going. I was after I think I was 40. No,
later, Gloria.
I was 30 some days in the hospital, and
Yeah.
by the time I got out, man, I was ready to go. I was like, "There's my laptop," started loading the old footage, and I lost my phone with all my footage and everything on it when I I don't even know where it went. I lost my wallet. Um,
Huh.
I lost a lot of my keys, like everything that I had on me. I lost like everything. Like I don't even know.
Huh.
Like I don't know. Like I don't think they stole the hospital because I don't think they're that way.
Yeah.
And there wasn't money or cash value. Nobody ever used my cards or anything. Everything just kind of like lost it. It's like, and I can't remember any of that stuff.
Wow.
So yeah, thanks Beyond the Bars. I try to make each show better. This one's more of just kind of fun, hang out, talk live about Cycle Showcase, kind of get people hyped up for it. I know XAN's excited to go. I'm excited about that show. That's why I bought Randall on. Been dropping a few of the flashbacks from last year's show videos because it's such a good time, and
Oh
I
yeah.
can't tell anybody enough. If you haven't been to one of his shows, Randall's Cycle Showcases, besides the St. Louis one, he's got the one in North Carolina during the Smokeout Rally. It's got the Legend Show, and then he's got one coming to Galveston, Texas, and he's got one in Sturgis. So he's always looking for more of them. But if it's a different kind of show, but the community that he brings in and the bikes that he picks out are just completely awesome, and it's worth the travel to go see that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's getting to where he gets 4 or 5 more. He can almost make it a full-time job.
Yeah, but he loves it so much. I don't know
He
if
does.
I don't think he could ever call it a
My
job.
job. No.
But he does such a good job at it, and that's why it grows so much. And everybody that's ever been to one of his shows that I've met is always talks highly of him and always
Yeah.
wants to go back.
Well, I was told one time, if you find something that you really like to do and you can find a way to make money at it, you don't work a day in your life.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's the thing. You don't, and that's why I don't work on motorcycles. It's a hobby, because I don't want to make it work. I don't work on other people's stuff.
Right.
I do it just for fun.
Right.
So
I mean, you're a mechanic by your own right anyway with your, car garage. But,
yeah,
so,
which
yeah.
is, hopefully I can remember how to do that stuff. I can. This is the longest I've been off work. I'm going crazy.
Oh man.
Calling me and I'm checking on the computer. I'm doing stuff from here and trying to troubleshoot stuff.
Has it been that long? August?
October. November, just 4 months.
4 months. Okay, October.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was supposed to take my driving test on Friday, but they canceled it because I'm not quite ready. And if I take it and I don't pass, it's automatic 6 months before I can retest.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm close enough, but they don't want to push it because if I
Right.
don't go another 6 months, I'm out another 6 months. So,
Right.
but
Well,
like I can't thank the community enough, and even like Motobomb's channel, all the different channels that do all the lives, Rolling Thunder, right? All these channels that I go on their lives and stuff. I can't thank them enough because that's kind of what's kept me out of the depression part of this whole thing because I lost a big part of my life.
you're right.
So, and work with my hands and things like that, and it's hard to do that. So, but we've been going at it for about an hour or so.
Yeah. About 55 minutes, 56 minutes.
Yeah. So I think we'll start wrapping it up unless you got some more you want to talk about or anything.
No, it's just like, again, I can't repeat it enough. If you're in the St. Louis area, you like to see art on two wheels. And that's how I describe it. It is art on two wheels.
Yeah.
And that make you go ooh and ah. Come to Cycle Showcase.
Yes, definitely. And if you go there, you're gonna meet other like-minded people. You're gonna meet the builders. You're gonna meet other moto vloggers. You're gonna meet other YouTube people. You're gonna have good times and everything like that. And if you travel over there, and you want to stay the night, there's a nice hotel right close. I don't know if they got rooms left or not, but it's all within walking distance if you drink and have fun. Right. So you don't have to drive. You can walk around everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just a good time.
Yeah. And plus there's motorcycles. There's also motorcycle related artwork on display, and it's for sale. There's also peripheral clothing will be there. And she has got some excellent designs. There's also your souvenir T-shirts for Cycle Showcase. There's ice cream. There's food. It's just a good old motorcycle get together with a bunch of custom choppers.
Yeah.
Best way to put it.
Everything on two wheels. I heard. I did hear a little bit. There's going to be some other stuff outside of the two wheels there this year. I did hear some stuff on that.
Two years ago they had a mini bike.
Yeah. But we'll go ahead and wrap it up. If you got your closing words there, I always like that.
Oh yeah. All right. Like I said, we're gonna get ready to go off here. But remember, folks. Keep the rubber down and your faith up.
Hey, XAM, before we jump off here, did you see Evil Rick's message? Oops.
Oh. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll hook up with him and talk to him about that. So, but with that being said, we're going to go ahead and roll that outro. And don't forget, it is a little bit louder, but everybody have a good weekend. I'm going to jump off here too. So I'll probably see you. Hit me up tomorrow. All right.
All right. Sure will.
All right.
Talk to you all later.
See you later.
Sweepers, sweepers.